All right, this is the first part. So algebra, here's how this is going to work. You are going to copy the notes, and that's going to be one grade, and then you're going to do the assignment, that's going to be the other grade. So while you're copying the notes, I'll be speaking, and you just got to follow along, put them on a piece of paper or whatever, and you are going to send me a picture of your notes, okay? This is 3/18/2020, and we are adding and subtracting polynomials. And are you serious that the lawn and leaf blower is coming by? Really? God. You can't get away from these guys. School's done for 2 weeks, but we got the lawn and leaf blower right outside. Why not? God. Okay. So a couple warm-up problems. Let's go. Number 1. 3m to the third plus 8 plus negative 2m to the third minus 9. Okay, what I told you before is that when you're adding these polynomials, when there's a plus sign here in between the parentheses, it does not really matter about the parentheses, okay? This is really just combining like terms. So I've got 3m to the third, and we've got a negative 2m to the third. These are like terms right here. We're going to end up adding or subtracting those. And then we've got a positive 8 and a negative 9. Sorry that I came through on that. That negative 9 actually, the negative sign belongs to that 9. So I'm going to take this guy, go like this. Okay. Which one do we combine first? Obviously, the one with the exponent here, 3m to the third minus 2m to the third is 1m to the third. I told you guys to cross them out as you go. And we've got a positive 8 and a negative 9. Guys, negative 9 and positive 8, they are enemies. They are not friends. We subtract enemies. 9 minus 8 is 1. Biggest number is 9. A negative sign is attached to it, and we've got a negative 1. Do you hear the lawn and leaf blower here? Like, do you hear these guys? I'm trying to teach. Should I get it with this? Hey, I'm trying to teach, Nap. Come on, man.
I'm trying to clean.
I've seen it all. No, you can keep on going. It's actually part of my video, but looks great on you. I like that. It's a good forearm workout too.
It is.
Oh my God. Okay. So there's that one. Let's do one with the subtracting. And I only did this with you guys, I think on Thursday, for only a couple problems. So I'm going to reiterate one of those, and then we're gonna talk about what the difference is here. So we got a 4t to the third plus 4t minus 3t to the third plus t. This is the exact same problem that we did before on Thursday. Here's the difference. Now that it's a negative sign, I've got to distribute that negative sign all the way through. And when I do that, it reverses all the signs inside the parentheses. So the 3t to the third becomes a negative 3t to the third, and this positive t becomes a negative 1t, okay? And I put that ninja or ghost 1 or whatever we call it right there. I'm going to bring these guys down, And now I'm combining like terms. And we are putting this in descending order for the variable t. So let's circle our first term, 4t to the third. Who is in that family? We've got a negative 3t to the third. I'm going to circle the whole thing and the sign. I'm going to underline that positive 4t. Who else is in the 4t family? The negative 1t. Now I combine. Obviously, the 1 to the third is going to be combined first. 4 minus 3 is 1t to the third. Cross them off my list. 4t minus 1t is positive 3t. There's my answer. Okay? So those are your first two problems in our notes. Let me give you a couple more for you to practice on your notes, and I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do those, okay? So I want you to do these by yourself and don't cheat and fast forward the video, all right? So I'm going to write these. You write them in your notes. There's going to be two more, and then I'm going to post this assignment, and I want you to do that as well, okay? Let's go with 9x to the fourth plus x to the third in parentheses plus x to the fourth plus 2x to the third plus x. There's your first one. This is a plus, so you're really just combining like terms. Put your ninja ones in there, okay? And let's go with 6m to the third minus 2m squared. Minus sign in between there. You guys get some space in between there so you can do this and have an answer here. 8m to the third minus 2m squared plus 7. Okay, there we go. What you should be doing is this. For this one, do nothing. We're not distributing the positive sign. We're just combining like terms. We're pretending that these parentheses are not there. So for your enjoyment, I'm just going to go like this. Goodbye parentheses. Since we're adding you, we don't need this. See ya. We don't need those. Don't need it. Goodbye. Okay? We're combining like terms. 9x to the fourth. Who belongs with 9x to the fourth? That guy right there. 1x to the fourth. Move on. I've got a positive 1x to the third. And he belongs with the positive 2x to the third. I've got one other term in here. That x right there. He's by himself. I'm going to put a fluffy cloud around that x. And if you were paying attention, I made a mistake right here. I didn't make a mistake, but I just forgot to include that positive sign. So that positive sign is really belongs to that 1x. Okay. Now guys, what are we doing here? Which should we combine first? Should we combine the x to the thirds, the x to the fourths, or that plain x right there? Yes. X to the fourth, that comes down first. 9 plus 1, bring it down. And then the x to the thirds, bring that down. And then the x, bring that down as well. Remember, it is in descending order from the biggest exponent to the smallest one when you're writing that expression. Okay. 9x to the fourth plus 1x to the fourth is 10x to the fourth. Goodbye, get off of our list. Okay? X to the thirds, 1 plus 2 is positive 3x to the third, off of our list. X is all by itself. This is to the first power, obviously, so I'm just going to bring that plus x down like so, okay? There's my answer. Number 4, the last part of our notes is this one. This is the last problem in our notes. So make sure you're copying this whole thing down. And obviously, if you didn't get it, rewind it. Hit the little red button on your YouTube screen or your touch screen or your phone or your MacBook Air or your fancy touch screen Dell, whatever you got, okay? Just rewind it. I hope the sound comes through because I did kick the, Mr. Knapp had the lawn and leaf blower blasting away out there. That's not a factor anymore, so you guys can probably all hear me. Okay, distribute the negative first. 1, 2, and 3. And don't be lazy here. Negative times 8m to the third is negative 8m to the third. The negative times a negative 2m squared, it reverses the sign. Positive 2m squared. And that negative times positive 7 is a negative 7. I'm bringing this whole thing down. Bring down, okay? 6m to the third minus 2m squared. And now we combine like terms. Which one do we combine first? The squareds, the thirds, or are we bringing the negative 7 down? Yes, the thirds. It's in descending order. Biggest one first, okay? So here we go. 6m to the third. Who belongs with him? Negative 8m to the third. 6 minus 8 is negative 2. I'm crossing them off the list. I've got a negative 2m squared and a positive 2m squared. You're right. It cancels each other out. It is 0. Gone and gone. We do not put plus 0m squared. We don't do that. All right? And finally, that negative 7, I'm going to bring this guy down. He's at the end. There's my answer. Okay? So those are your notes right there on adding and subtracting polynomials. Hope it came through. I hope it's clear. I hope it worked. Okay.